Hey guys, welcome back to Need for Speed Underground 2. So I've been requested to make a video on how to tune your car for circuit racing. So I actually spent a lot of time thinking about this and I came up to a few conclusions that might help you guys out the most. But once again, I want to talk about which car you should take, because obviously each individual car is either front wheel, rear wheel or all-wheel drive. So myself, I'm a huge all-wheel drive fan. I believe that all-wheel drive can hit those corners fast and get even faster out of them. And obviously for circuit racing, that's going to be a big advantage. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this Mitsubishi Eclipse here that's showing off each panel of it. So we're going to tune up this one over here as it is four-wheel drive. So I'm going to show you guys, as I do usually, that you can go and change your body parts as you guys wish to. We're going to talk more about the performance parts of the car. So I'm just going to explain this again to everyone, as some people are new to this video and some people have seen this. Otherwise, just move a few seconds into the video and I'll get you guys there. So we're going to talk about weight reduction. What I want to do is I want to quickly go and say return to stock. So a lot of people, what they do is if they do tune their car under each individual part, they just go straight to stage 3 and install it. So technically what happens is, if you guys can see over here, it says everything is installed. If you go to the left, not installed. If you go, oh, that's the wrong way. If you go here over again, it's not installed again. So for the people that might not know that, you can actually go and install all three. So you guys can see installed, installed and installed. So in that way you can get like literally all the weight reduction that needed. So you can do exactly the same with the other of the other performance parts. So let's go to the engine. As you guys can see, we installed stage package 1, so it got ticked. We installed stage package 2, so all of them got ticked, and we installed stage package 3 and all of them got ticked. So you guys are wondering why some of those are not ticked. So we can, for example, use the ECU for the best explanation. As you guys can see, stage 2 performance chip is not installed, but engine management unit is installed. So technically what happens is your engine management system or unit is much more powerful than the performance chip of your current car ECUs. Technically, by replacing the engine management unit, it kind of replace the performance chip. So obviously the chip will not be needed anymore and they're gonna go with this one. So yes, that is why. So what we're gonna do is you're just gonna go install all of them. Obviously with the nitrous kit, you can only have like the extreme stage 3 package. Even if you go stage 2, you're gonna lose stage 3, and if you go to stage 3, you're gonna lose stage 2. So yes, technically you're gonna have your tiles all the way up to stage 3 and etc and etc. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go all the way to the dyno tuning. So this is where we're gonna do some tweak and small performance like customizations to make sure we get the best out of the car. So we gotta check out this dyno, guys. There we go. So we're gonna tune it for circuit racing. Oh, listen to that blower valve. Wow, this thing actually's got a very long gear, which is good but bad at the same time. It's currently at 348 kilowatts. That's not bad at all. So we're just gonna go all the way to the back. So a lot of people, what they will do is they will actually go into tune settings and just start tuning everything they want to. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the test run track. For the people that might not know, you can actually test your car while racing it. So while tune it, sorry, what am I saying? You can tune it while you're at the test track. So for example, you can go and tune it. So obviously if you at this position, you can take like a corner and etc and just see how it's doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to tune settings. We're going to start off with the suspension. So what you want to do is you want to keep your car as low to the ground as possible. But for example, I know this track has got a few bumps, so you just want to take it up a little bit. If your car's too low and actually your wheel touches the arch, it's going to slow you down a bit. So obviously we're going to take the back one always a little bit higher than the front one. So I'm going to explain why. Is that if you do pull away with the car, what will happen is your front will lift up and your back will go down. I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, let's just stop completely. You guys can see it's like dipping a little bit at the back. So reason being is that your weight will transfer from the front of the car to the back of the car. So obviously your front can always be lower, because when you do accelerate, your front will go up and the rear will go down, and in that way your rear should be up a little bit, so that if the force does go down at the back, your car will be probably aligned and level pretty good, just for extra smoothness and aerodynamics and etc. So what you're gonna do is your suspension is very, very important. You never want to turn your suspension all the way too hard. Even though that if you guys look at the Kunungjung Ferraris and all of them, their suspension is purely concentrated on being a hard suspension. But in games and in reality, having a suspension all the way turned out too hard is not a good thing. So you're gonna find about 3/4 area so that if you do hit a hump, your car's not gonna bounce around and lose a lot of traction and slide everywhere. So you're gonna drop your front shocks and your rear springs to about the same level 3/4 of the way. So for your front sway bar and your rear sway bar, if you guys do look at the tip once again, you guys will see softer bars will allow your car to roll, while stiffer bars will give your car a go-kart feeling. So technically, you really want to get around those corners. You don't just want to feel like your car is not turning while you are turning. So I can say if you guys really want to, you guys can keep it here on 3/4 as well. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, you guys are on the test track. You guys can just go feel out and see how your car is doing and etc. So we're gonna go back to suspension. At the bottom we got steering ratio. So technically, if you guys read the tip, they will say over here on the top that if you do, for example, turn, how long it responds to completely turn. So for example, I don't know if I can actually change it this place so you guys can see. All right, let's see if I can turn it. Now I can't turn it. So maybe yes. All right, so I'm gonna turn to the right. As you guys can see, I can turn to the right. So if you adjust your steering, so if I'm gonna turn from the right all the way to the left, you guys see the time period it took to like kind of change it. So we're gonna go to settings, suspension, we're gonna make it like even less. Let's turn the car again. All right, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see, there's like a small delay. It like takes even longer to drive now, and that is not very good. I don't even think this is good on sprint, drifting, or drag, because if you're gonna hit the corner, you really want to turn. I can even feel like the car feels very, very unstable when coming to turning. So you're gonna actually want to turn that up. Once again, you can turn it up all the way if you want to. Let's just quickly turn it up all the way. Why not? We're gonna stop. Yeah, it's definitely faster. I can feel it, like it literally responds much quicker to turn from one axle to the other side. So yes, once again, oh, I think I adjusted it. Yeah, let's just keep it over there. So yes, you guys can put this where you want to. Myself, 3/4 is perfect. I know we're working on 3/4 all the way, but it's just a way of not too hard, but it's better than being too soft, as you guys understand. So yes, so we done the suspension. Now you guys can always go and test it out, make a few adjustments where you guys want to. So we're gonna leave the drivetrain for last, as it's usually the biggest adjustment. So here we come to aerodynamics. So as you guys can see, we got a rear spoiler over there. Our bumper has got some aerodynamic to it. So technically what happens is the stronger your downforce is, it means the more grip your car will have. The weaker your downforce is, the less grip it will have, but obviously it will accelerate faster because it will be more aerodynamic then. So you're gonna worry about not having your downforce too much, but also not too strong. My personal opinion is you're gonna obviously hit most of the time corners, so I'll have more downforce at the back to make sure you can get traction on the rear wheels quicker. The front downforce, I'm gonna go about quarter way, so we can consider this as being halfway. We're gonna make this one a quarter of the way so we can at least still have some grip while hitting the corners on the front. Let's hit this corner. There we go. All right, so we've got a few wheel spin. We will adjust that now. So yes, but so far the wheels responded, everything looks good. The car is sitting around perfectly around the corner. So we're gonna go to tires and brakes. Obviously you're gonna make sure everything is on strong brakes. You don't have to worry about this too much, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. The more you send it to the front obviously means that if you're gonna brake, more of your brake pads is gonna obviously press more at the front than at the back. So it's technically like the differential, worrying more about the back and the front. So obviously you gotta have more brakes to the front in circuit racing, because if you're gonna have too much power at the rear, your car's gonna keep on sliding. For some people it's gonna be a bonus, it's gonna be more like drifting around the corner. But myself, if I do have to brake, it's gonna be because of emergencies, otherwise I'll also hit the handbrakes. I'm just gonna put this one up a little bit. So yes, for the ECU, I've explained this multiple times. In the top right corner, I'm just gonna drop another, well, no, it's okay. We're gonna leave that one for now. Sorry guys, we're gonna leave that one for the gear ratio. So I wanna show you guys that how, and make you guys understand on how this works. So if you guys look at this, here on the left is how much torque it will give you in that individual RPM range. As you guys can see, from 0 to 1000 RPM range, we're gonna have about 220 torque, which I think is actually a complete waste. Because if you guys do look here, if you guys idling, bottom right corner, we're already idling at 1000 RPM. So that's technically going to be a waste, because who's racing at standstill speed? So what we're going to do is, we're going to go here, we're going to drop that one all the way to the bottom. So because we're not technically using this at all, we don't need torque there. So by dropping this one, you guys saw all the other ones went up. So we're going to take this one all the way up. It was about somewhere over there. So just look at everything going, oh, oopsie, that's my bad. So we're gonna, let's just restore that to default. Let's take that one down. You guys can see all of these went up. So obviously this means that we're gonna have more power on these ranges. So then what we're gonna do is, I mean, even if we do race between 1000 and 2000 RPMs, I mean, look at that, we're just pulling away and we're already above 1000, 2000 RPMs. I mean, I've never seen you guys or anyone literally taking a corner by 2000 RPMs. I mean, I can't even drive that speed. So it's also a waste for me having, what do you call it? Having a lot of torque in that area, especially if you're not going to use it. So I would recommend you guys to drop it all the way down as well. Drop 1000 down as well. As you guys can see now, under 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8000 RPMs, we're going to have full torque at like constantly, because we are not going to use 1000 to 2000 RPMs. Also, the only time I do think you guys are going to use this is obviously if you guys are going to, like, let's say for example, bump into something, you guys come to a standstill, but I mean immediately when you do accelerate again, you're above it. But otherwise what you can do is just hold in space bar, no, sorry, hold in brake. All right, no, this car doesn't want to do it now. But anyway, yeah, I'm talking too much now. So yes, you're gonna go to ECU, you're gonna drop your first and second 1000 RPMs. You're gonna go to your turbo and do exactly the same. As you guys can see, these two already drop a lot. Honestly, this turbo is very weak because we can't even turn this up as much as we do. So obviously, if you guys look here, so this is 0 to 1000, 2000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is from 8000 to 9000 RPMs. So I would recommend you guys to actually go and race and see where your car shifts. I can even think that if this is your full 9000 RPMs over here, it is full literally, but I think we shift even before 9000 RPMs. Let's see. It shifts at 8. Literally, it shifts at 8. It doesn't even go to 9000. So that's literally going to be a huge waste having so much turbo on 9000 RPMs. I'd rather drop that one all the way down. Drop your first and your second one. You guys are gonna have to maybe do this a little bit because every time you adjust it, 1 and 2 goes up. So as you guys can see, we got a lot of power over here, but kind of what you're gonna look for is you're gonna look for a good curve. As you guys can see, this curve is good, bad, and then it's good again. So you're gonna try to get this one up a little bit just so that you can have like a good how can I say it? A good power band. So you're gonna maybe have to go turn this one down a bit, turn this one down to this one. Let's try to take this one up. There we go. As you guys can see, now we got a good curve going on here. Also, we got some play there. We can take that one down. As you guys can see, 1 and 2 also went up a little bit. Here comes fine tuning involved. Do that a few times. There we go. So as you guys can see, we maintain a better power curve now. So obviously we're gonna have better speed. Also for your nitros, remember with this game, you can use nitros when you want to, and obviously as soon as you stop using it, it stops. So this means because you're doing circuit, you want to have as much nitros as possible. I would say turn it up a bit. No need to have it like all the way down here. You're gonna have it about over here at 8 seconds should be good, just to make sure that if you do take a corner a little bit badly, for example, you can still have some nitrous to get out of it and still have a lot of nitrous to spare. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna work on a drivetrain. So what I'm gonna do is with the drivetrain, this is technically your gear ratio. In the top right corner, I'm going to give you guys a small card to say, if you guys want to, you can go and click on it, where I'm going to explain this properly and in very big depth. But I'm just going to go quickly through it, show you guys exactly what you need to know in a few seconds. technically this is your top speed. The more you take your wait, this is your top speed, this is your acceleration. Obviously this is your kilometers per hour. So if I'm gonna alter the top speed, I want you guys to look at this. As you guys can see, it's actually going up, meaning that the more you direct it to the left, the more your top speed is going to be. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to get 371 kilometers per hour, because it might top out even before that. But if you're going to take it all the way to your acceleration, can I drag it? No, I can't drag it. That's sad. So if you guys are going to take it all the way to acceleration, you guys can see you hardly even reach like 300. So what you're going to do is, my personal preferences is, the more acceleration you have, meaning that the more and quicker you're going to get out of the corners, the more top speed you have, the more draggy your car is going to be. So my personal, what I would personally say is, go for about over a year. It's about just over 3/4. I would say it's about, if this was 50%, I would say this is about 80% of the way. Obviously you guys can choose, change and alter and etc. So what we're going to do is, as you guys can see, you can increase the speed now of your first gear, meaning that the longer you make it, the longer your first gear is going to be. So if you're spinning too much in your first gear, you can obviously take it up. It's going to spin less, is because it's going to be your power spread over a wider range. If you guys are going to minus it all the way down, it's obviously your gear is going to be shorter, still having the exact same power. It's going to spin a lot. So this is technically going to be a trial and error until you're happy. What I can recommend is stand still. You guys are going to pull away. This thing had a sloppy pull away, really sloppy under my that's what I see. So I'm gonna turn this one down. Even if I have to turn it down all the way, I will. We're gonna stop. There you guys. You guys can see when it did accelerate, it went straight new instead of like a new dip and then a new again. I don't know why I'm saying new. Anyway, don't hate me for it. So we're gonna turn this thing all the way down. Oh, that is perfect. As you guys can see, minimal wheel spin over there. Well, we didn't have any wheel spin at all. So also, I did feel very good about it. It was just straight power all the way. You can see the car is just pulling for it. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to look at your second gear. So we're going to see it's going to change. There we go. As you guys can see, the second gear wasn't bad, but I don't know if you guys heard it. While you were in the second gear, it was like a moment where it was like kind of shaky a bit. So we're just gonna go, go tune settings, drive. We're gonna make it a little bit shorter, about 128. Let's go and gear it out. All right, we're gonna slow down. I just want to see again. Let's go to first gear. Let's take the corner. So imagine us trying to get out of the corner. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Even though I drove on the grass, you can just feel that entire second gear with uphill, it maintained a good power line. So we're going to go to third gear now. Okay, second gear is good. We had power to get out. I mean, third gear is good as well, but our third gear does 200 kilometers per hour. I think that is a bit too much. We should have already shifted by then. So we're going to drop this one to about 180. I even think 170 maybe. I'll even go 160 if I have to. Let's see. I mean, look at that. We technically took that full turn and we kept accelerating. Usually if your gear is too long, you're taking a corner, your RPMs drops too much. So technically we took that corner while accelerating, going for fourth gear too. Let's check this out. Even if, look at that, guys. That is perfect. I think we can make it a little bit longer though. We can put it at 180. That's perfect. So our fourth gear will obviously be very bad. For reason how I know that is, if you look at your power curve, it goes beautiful straight. It's like if you do have to put a ruler there, it will go straight. And this one will be the odd one out. So let's pause fourth gear. Let's go straight from third to fifth. You guys will see it go perfect. So your fifth and sixth is like kind of aligned. Your fourth is a bit out. So I'd rather recommend you to get that power curve in. Let's see if we can get to fourth gear quickly. Look how it sits around the corner, guys. Third. Fourth is uphill and this thing keeps on accelerating. Guys, this thing is going to be a killer. I can think we can take fourth down a little bit. I think it's a little bit too long. No, we're not going to Dyno. We're going to go to drivetrain. We're going to go to fourth gear. We can take it down a little bit. There we go. You know what? If fourth gear is a little bit too long, we can take fifth down and sixth down. let's be honest, you're never going to probably reach 353 on a circuit, because you're going to obviously have to take a lot of corners and etc. If this was like a drag race, I would have maybe rather not altered it too much. Let's go and test it out. I mean, this car is sitting around the corner. It's uphill and it's still accelerating. Fourth gear, it just pushes through that fourth gear. Right, I'm gonna see if I drift a bit, what's gonna happen. It's straight. When it got the gear, it literally just flew away. Hitting that corner, minimal wheel spin. You guys can see some smoke, but we're taking the corners properly. I'm gonna have to slow down here a little bit. I don't want to drift. Guys, this thing is probably the best as it can be. I don't think we can get this thing better than circuit as it currently is. Even after that drifting, we got a lot of power. Guys, I'm more than happy. We don't even have to drift. We don't have to avoid any wheel spin and anything of that. So yes, here it is. Drivetrain, I'm more than happy. Obviously, you guys are here. You guys can go and change it and alter it a little bit. So yes, we technically adjusted everything. We've got nitros to especially help us out like in the corners. I mean, let's hold it in. I mean, this thing has got so good grip, it almost lost a full nitros corner. Obviously, we will ever do that. We will probably just get out, use nitros again. But anyway, yeah guys, I'm really impressed with this car. This car is not bad at all. But yes guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Sorry that this video turned out to be so long. If you guys have got any question, drop it in the comments below and we'll be more than happy to help you guys. But for now, cheers guys.